Welcome everyone. In this video I will review the K-2, which is tier 8 Russian premium heavy tank. I will review the stats with configuration and the armor profile at the end of the video. But first let's go and take a look around this tank, which is from the front it looks like the IS-3 turret with this gun, because the IS-3 actually has one of these 122mm D25D gun. From the side and from the back looks like the IS-4 or the ST-2. So this tank is a really good looking tank with angled shoulder plates like the IS-7 and angled upper plate. Really good mix of tanks here. So let's go now to the crews, and here we have 4 crew members: the commander, gunner, driver and loader. This tank has got a 122mm caliber gun with 390 alpha damage and 530 HE. As the penetration goes, we have here 203mm of AP penetration, 270 heat penetration and 68 HE. So this tank has got 6 degree of gun depression, which is really good for a Russian tank, a Russian heavy tank. The DPM of this tank is 1627, which is a really low DPM and awful DPM to have, which means we have here 14.3 sec for 390 alpha damage, which can high roll up to 488. But this reload is just too long for only a 390 alpha damage. So yes, the accuracy of this gun, we have here dispersion value 0.34 and 2.78 aim time. The aim time wouldn't be that bad. 2.7, yeah, it's long, but not that bad. But this dispersion with 0.42, it's just awful. This means the gun will miss even in fully aimed stationary positions and from 300 meters or even 200. This really bad dispersion value. So yes, but the aim time actually it's not that bad for this Russian heavy tank. So yes, the HP of this tank is 1650, really high amount of HP. The armor we will check at the end of the video, but this tank has got some serious side scraping armor, as you can see. The mobility. This tank has got 50. This tank weighs in 55 ton, which means we have here a 715 horsepower engine with 30 km per hour forward speed and 12 backwards. Yeah, the forward speed only 30 km per hour is disappointing, and not even 35. So another backdraw of this tank, another bad side of this tank. But the tank will actually reach this 30 km per hour, but on soft terrains, on muddy terrains like this, we'll go with only 20 km per hour. The concealment, it's a heavy tank, so yes, the view range is another bad thing, only 340 meters. The defender has got 350, but this only 340. This means you will be really limited in the game regard to the view range of this tank, and I'm just disappointed again with the view range. So yes, let's go now and configure this tank. So the, as the field modification goes, this at max level and this to have better view range. Let's switch here to firepower, and this this will reduce the aim time but will increase the dispersion value, which is 0. Which is already high, 0.4243, so no. But if you're selecting this now, the gun will be accurate, but the long time will be just crazy, almost 3 seconds. So I will not recommend any of these, only this, the to increase the view range. And with max level we will have 1700 HP. So let's go now and select all the good crew skills what we can have here, and this let's apply the extra food. And here the first slot is survivability slot. Here we can have HP boost or ventilation. In the second slot we can actually turbocharge the tank or firepower. If we are turbocharging the tank, let's see how much speed I will get in this tank. So let's go to only 35 km per hour with a turbocharger in the mobility slot. So now this tank will go as fast as the defender. So this turbocharger will not give us some crazy amount of speed, only 35 basic average, let's say slow heavy tank speed. So yes, you can use turbocharger or Firepower, let's select here the actually here the firepower mobility. So with here I would select the gun rammer to increase this DPM because the DPM is only 1600. Now we have 1900. This is still not even 2000. So the DPM is still low. And here let's select a stabilizer here. So in this case we have 1700 HP, but if I select the HP boost, I'm really curious. Now I will have 1870, so it's like a tier 9 heavy tank HP, which can be good, but you have to sacrifice ventilation, or here you can have the ventilation and no stabilizer. So you can do some modifications here. As the AP ammunition goes, he, we have 203 millimeters of base penetration. I would say really low and almost unusable because this tank will meet tier 10 tanks, so to have only 203 millimeter is just bad. The shovel speed also bad, 790. This shell will fly slow and even the enemy can dodge from a distance. So I'm disappointed with the AP ammunition. The heat ammunition has 270 millimeters of penetration, really amazing. But as you can see, this shell type cost 5200, so not 4400 or 4800, 5200. So it's a really expensive heat ammunition, and you will have to spam this because 203 is just not enough. I'm assuming not even in tier 8, or yeah, in tier 7, and maybe it will be good this penetration, but not even in tier 8. So yes, and this heat ammunition cost 700, 5200, like a tier tank gold ammunition. But the shovel speed is faster, actually 820. It's average speed. It's not fast, not slow. It's average in the mid range, so it's usable. But it's really expensive for 390 alpha damage. So let's check now the stats with this configuration. DPM 1972. The dispersion value 0.39. Really awful. This will miss. Even 0.37 will miss a lot, even in station position. So really bad, disappointing accuracy here. Aim time 2.59. Actually, for this gun and for this Russian tank, it's acceptable. Let's say it's acceptable. I'm not even expecting anything else from this, but yeah, could be better. The DPM 11 sec, 11.8 sec for a 390 alpha damage, almost 12 sec. So really bad DPM. The HP 1700, obviously the speed same because we dropped the turbocharger for this gun rammer, and the view range is 396. So this tank has a lot trouble. Let's say like this. So let's go and check the armor of this tank. Here, the tank lower plate, I'm comparing this against the Defender, which has got 225 millimeters of base penetration value. Lower plate of this tank is penetrable with 210, so it's not as strong from the lower plate. Upper plate 250, obviously unpenetrable here, and the top of the tank, as you can see, is overmatchable with 122 millimeter caliber guns. As you can see, only 56 here and here. So let's switch to visual to see better this flat plate here, just overmatchable, so keep this in mind. Really bad. Again, a bad thing for this tank. So let's go down to the side of this tank here. In the turret he has around 220, 27, 226, all the way up. In the hull, this is a real deal. This tank has a really good armor, as you can see here, only 208. So, but here the tank has space armor, as you can see. Really amazing thing here, which means we have 248 here, and this is auto ricochet here below 160. So you can overangle the side scraping, and you will still bounce. But you have to be careful against the shoulder plate. But we will talk about in a minute about this. So at the back rear side, 185 and 125 here, and yeah, 64 in the engine bay around this. Other side, same thing here in the turret, in the hull. So yes, let's go now and check the tank in side scrape position. So even against APCR 265 millimeters of penetration, what the Defender has, the shoulder plate of this tank is just not penetrable. as you can see, it's unpenetrable. So the tank is really good in side scrape position, and even the shoulder plate is not as weak from this angle as you would imagine, like on the IS-7, which is penetrable with 303 and above millimeters of penetration. This has even better shoulder plate. So really, really amazing thing. And as you can see, if you are overangling the armor like this, you will still have 368 millimeters of protection. Let's switch to visual here. So even in this crazy amount of angling, you will bounce the enemy even if you're over angling. So yeah, and the shoulder plate would hold up against even against 314 minutes of penetration. Obviously they will pan you, but yeah, tier 8 just no chance. Tier 8 9 no chance even with gold ammunition. Really, really outstanding. And this shoulder plate is not even a weak spot. But how can you pan this tank in the left cheek here? Let's switch to go closer and switch to visual. Left cheek here and the top of the tank, obviously easy penetrable, easy. And this tank has a low profile, obviously like the IS-3. So, and below here, below the neck, switch to visual. Below the neck, below the gun mantlet here with 250, but I doubt that this will be visible, regardless if you're elevating the gun, but why would you do that? So just pan here in the cheek, in the turret here, top of the turret here, and yeah, you just don't think, because this is just not penetrable inside scrape position. It's just not penetrable, but here in the cheek and here other cheek, you have to be careful, but aim at the top of this tank. Even and especially if you're a taller tank, you can just pan here, so no problem whatsoever. So as the conclusion about this tank, I would say has a lot of problems. Really low DPM, bad accuracy, aim time, average, manageable. The 6 degree of gun depression is good for a Russian tank, and 390 of damage, obviously really long reload. The penetration, as you can see, AP penetration value is just 203, so you can't farm with this. You have to shoot the heat emission, but that will cost you 5,200 for one shell, so I'm not sure about how you will farm this even against tier 8 strongholds. So yeah, the HP is good, can go up to 1870, really good HP amount, really good side scraping position, you can over angle it, and this is not even a weak spot from like 315 millimeters of penetration value. The tank is slow, 30 km per hour, even with a turbocharger only 35 km per hour, so it's just a slow heavy tank whatsoever. View range, disappointing, 340, not even 350, which is already bad, but 340, I'm not sure about this. Really bad things. And the top of the tank is overmatchable. If you're seeing this, as you can see, face to face, you just aim here and easy pen overmatch with 122 millimeter caliber gun. So this tank has a lot of bad things. The only good thing about this is the overangling side armor and this against max tier 9, but then tier 10 with heat ammunition will pan you with gold ammunition easily. So yeah, but in tier 8 you can just side scrape and hope that they are will not pan you in the cheek here here or in the top of the turret here. So yes, really interesting tank. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.